Hi! I recently made a video about me going to San Francisco with my family, and in the video I explained that I recently got a GoPro for Christmas, and I didn't know what to do with it just because I don't really make videos normally, but I decided that I'm gonna start making videos here and then, maybe, hopefully, every week. Just because my girlfriend goes to school in San Diego, I go to school in Los Angeles, and my hometown is here in Rowland Heights. And I thought making videos on YouTube would probably be a good way just to stay connected with them, only because I see my parents like once a week, and then I rarely ever see my friends. So I thought this would be a good way just to stay connected with them. They can see what I'm doing, and yeah, it'd be cool. I'm making videos now. So when I was editing the San Francisco videos, I realized a lot about myself. Number one, I'm a really awkward person. I pretty much already knew that already, but then watching myself on video just made me realize how much of an awkward person I am. You have to understand that it's really hard for me just to talk to like normal human beings in general. So when I talk to like strangers or new people I meet, I usually like stutter a lot. I don't know like which words to choose just because I'll have something like ready in my mind to say, and then when it comes out of my mouth, it comes out like a fucking mess, and then everything's all like jumbled up and shit. So talking to a camera obviously is gonna be way harder just because whenever I'm doing it, I tend to picture myself holding the camera, and I look like in my mind I look so fucking stupid, and then that already gives me like anxiety. So talking to a camera is pretty fucking hard, but hopefully these videos are gonna help me with like public speaking in general. Number two, I realized that I am not very familiar with my own voice. So it's kind of like when you pull up like Snapchat, right? And then you film a video of yourself talking, and then you play it back, and then you think nothing's wrong with it, but then you listen to the audio, and then you're like, holy shit, like I didn't even know my voice sounded that stupid. So it's pretty much the same thing with the GoPro, except mine is like 14 minutes long instead of 10 seconds. Another thing I noticed is that I'm not really used to the GoPro yet. I think maybe after a couple more videos I'll probably be more familiar with it, but then usually the cameras that I work with, they're just normal lenses, which basically means like it's kind of like an iPhone 6 when you look through the camera. What you see on the camera is what it looks like in real life, but then when you look through a GoPro video, it's a wide angle lens, so you see a lot more on the camera than you would normally. And then I think that's why like when I turn the camera around, I usually like grab it in a way that kind of makes a lot of noise. So in the San Francisco video, I would turn the camera like that, and then it would make a lot of noise. But then I think I need to hold it in a certain way that when you turn it, you wouldn't hear anything. So yeah, right now I'm in a Starbucks parking lot, and I'm supposed to do fucking assignments. Fuck school. Last thing I noticed, and probably the most important, is that I'm still very like shy with the camera. I still don't know how to talk to the camera. I've mentioned that earlier before, but then I'm really fucking awkward, especially in like public places, just because I'll hold up the camera and then I'll be talking to myself and I'm walking around, and then I feel very like self-conscious about other people staring at me. Hey, what's up? Sorry about that. The camera died and I had to go charge it. But basically what I was saying earlier is that I tend to like freak myself out, or I psych myself out, and I just get really camera shy, especially when I'm filming in public, because my imagination gets the better of me. And whenever I see people like looking at me while I film, I tend to like automatically assume that they're thinking like negative things about me. Maybe they're like, oh dude, this guy's fucking weird. He's filming in public, he's talking to himself. This guy's fucking crazy as shit. But in reality, like these people probably aren't even thinking that. They're probably just looking at me and like, oh cool, like that guy has a GoPro. But in my own mind, like it just makes all these like negative assumptions. And it's kind of like when you have like a big ass fucking like pimple in like the middle of your face, and you walk around and you're like, oh man, like all these people are staring at my pimple, and they're probably going like, dude, this guy or girl is like hideous as fuck, like he's ugly, like that thing is like a volcano on his face. But in reality, like people probably walk past you and they don't even like notice your pimple. Like they probably don't even care. Even if they are looking at your pimple, they're probably not even thinking whatever you're thinking. They're probably looking at your pimple and going like, oh man, like this guy only has like one pimple on his face. Like I wish I only had one pimple on my face. I have 40 pimples on my face.
or probably somebody's like looking at you and going like, oh dude, that guy's fucking cute. But I mean, like, you're never gonna know because in your mind you're just like negatively like assuming things. So it's kind of the same thing for me with this camera. And honestly, like, even if people are like judging me and like saying like negative things, like, who the fuck cares? I feel like that should be my mentality when it comes to this. Is just honestly like, who the fuck cares? Same thing for like other people when they have like pimples or like stuff they like feel self conscious about. Honestly, like, who the fuck cares? You shouldn't let other people's opinions or thoughts just like prevent you from doing whatever the hell you want to do or living your life the way you want to. Right now, I'm packing up everything for school. I start the spring semester tomorrow. I'm just trying to get all my clothes, books, laptop, soap, blankets, pretty much everything that I need. But I'm really, really not excited to go back to school. And basically, like, ever since I was a little kid, I've always hated school. School has always made me go like, pretty much all the stress and all the exams and grades always give me like a shitload of anxiety, and I'm just not ready to study every weekend and live at my apartment again where I'm always going to be constipated, and I'm not ready for shitty food. I'm just not ready for all the stress. But I leave in a couple of hours, and that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.